Welcome, everybody. I'm Clay Travis. You're not. This is the OutKick Daily Mailbag. In today's world, is it still necessary to ask a girl's dad before asking to marry her, or is it too old-fashioned? I'm going to propose in the next few months and have thought about this part of it. I have a good hunch he'll just say, her dad, it's not his decision and she can do whatever she wants. So is this an outdated ritual or should it continue? It's an excellent question, one that probably a lot of men out there are grappling with. The first part is, I don't think you're making an objective global decision on whether this is an outdated ritual or whether it should continue. I think you're making a decision about, in your particular situation, does it make sense to ask the girl that you want to marry, her father, for her hand in marriage? And I think the answer is yes. I did this, even though, to be fair, I did it for my stepfather-in-law and my father-in-law. I talked to them both in advance. And the truth is, even if they had said no, I still would have asked. But it allowed me to continue to develop the relationship that I have with both of those men and to also show them deference in the way of consulting with them before I made a major decision. Now, if your fiance specifically says, your would-be fiance, don't ask my dad for permission because she has a really bad relationship with him, or because there's some reason that she doesn't want him knowing about her private life, I think that's totally different. I think you should accede to the request of your girlfriend in those instances. But if she does not specifically prohibit it, I think it makes a lot of sense to reach out to your soon-to-be fiance's dad and sit down with him and say what you are going to do, that you are intending to ask for her hand in marriage. First of all, I think you guys can end up having a good relationship together. It's important to have good relationships, ideally with your in-laws. You might also be able to pick up on a lot of wisdom from him about his daughter or about marriage in general. Your relationship with your father-in-law is important, as is your relationship with your mother-in-law. It may still be a little bit outdated. It may be a little bit of a tradition that you might not absolutely love, but I still think it's one that makes sense. I don't see there being any harm at all. Worst case scenario, he says no, and you're not going to listen to him anyway, and you're going to ask for her hand in marriage. That's the only bad thing that I can see happening. And if he's saying no, or he's telling her that you're going to ask, there are major issues in that family anyway. It may be better to know about them now than to wait and find out about them after marriage. As a general rule, if there's no harm to doing something and there is a potential benefit to doing something, I would do it. I would counsel, ask the father for the hand of marriage of his daughter in advance. I will tell all three of my boys to do that. And if I didn't have boys, if I had daughters instead, I would appreciate being reached out to in advance by my future son-in-law to discuss that marriage idea and proposal that he is preparing for.